Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to Purple Haze Podcast. I am your lovely host here, Isaac. Before we get to the video, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. So basically, week 1 is officially tomorrow, basically. The NFL season starts. I am absolutely excited to get down to it. So we're going to go ahead and do NFL picks and predictions. It's going to be every single Wednesday, every single week. Even if the Vikings have a bye week, we're still going to do it. So basically we're 0-0, of course. And basically, here's how it goes. I'm going to predict the team if they won or not. But if the team won, that means I get a win. But if the team loses, I get a loss. But if it's a tie, then it's a tie. So basically, I will count my entire record throughout the rest of the week. So kicking off, we got Thursday Night Football for the first game. We got the Detroit Lions taking on the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead. So basically, I'm actually going to choose Kansas City Chiefs because I believe the Chiefs are light years better than the Detroit Lions. That's just what it is. The Detroit Lions, yes, they do. They do put up tough fights, but even if they do try and put up a tough fight, the Kansas City Chiefs are just going to be steps ahead of the Lions and they also have a terrible defense. So I think the Chiefs are going to go off on the Lions D. So I think the Chiefs are going to win this one. And then we got some noon games. We got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. So basically, I have the Atlanta Falcons win. So my prediction is, I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to win just because Bryce Young, it's basically his first time being a Panther. But I mean, I don't know if he will play well against the Atlanta Falcons. But I think the Atlanta Falcons defense is probably going to do a lot against the Carolina offense right now. Yes, they have a lot of weapons, but I'm just going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. And then next we got the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, I'm actually going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. It's because the Baltimore Ravens are light years better than the Texans. I mean, the Texans coming off of a bad season and Baltimore Ravens just making it as the 6th seed. I mean, it is Lamar Jackson versus C.J. Stroud. There is no telling how C.J. Stroud will do, but I mean the Baltimore Ravens do have a good defense, and they absolutely ramped it up with Roquan Smith as their new threat or something. So I have the Baltimore Ravens winning this one. And then next we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. So I have Cleveland winning this one. I mean, yes, the Cincinnati Bengals, they are much better and a much better coach team than the Cleveland Browns and a much better team. But the Cleveland Browns play very well against the Cincinnati Bengals at their stadium. And it's going to be at their stadium. And the Cleveland Browns basically, and they haven't won a single game with Joe Burrow in Cleveland with the Cincinnati Bengals. And also with revamped defense. So I'm going to say the Cleveland, I mean, it's not going to be an offensive shootout by any means or a blowout, but I think it is going to be a big defensive game. I think Cleveland wins this one. And then next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the lovely Minnesota Vikings. So I have of course, the Minnesota Vikings winning this one. Minnesota Vikings, they're no doubt going to outcoach the Buccaneers just because of better weapons, better coaching. Baker Mayfield versus Kirk Cousins. It's going to be Kirk Cousins all the way, in my opinion. And then, which I will do more on the preview on Friday. And now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Indianapolis Colts. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this one. The Jacksonville Jaguars, it's Trevor Lawrence versus Anthony Richardson. There's no doubt that maybe Anthony Richardson might have a few flashes, but I think Jacksonville's offense might do enough to win this one. So I have the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this one. And then next we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the New Orleans Saints. It's Ryan Tannehill versus Derek Carr. I'm gonna go with the New Orleans Saints winning this one. I mean, it was a tough one to make, but I think basically, yes, they do have DeAndre Hopkins, but also they have some weapons of their own too as well. And there's no telling how good the Titans are really going to be. I could be wrong about this, but I think I'm feeling more towards the New Orleans Saints. Next, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I basically have the 49ers winning this one. They have a much better roster than the Pittsburgh Steelers do. Yes, basically, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing record, but you're playing against one of the best teams. And usually the Pittsburgh Steelers get absolutely owned against teams with basically a winning record. So I have the San Francisco 49ers blowing them out at their own stadium. And yes, people keep on saying the San Francisco 49ers are terrible at week 1, and Brock Purdy is, we don't know if he's going to be good, but I think Brock Purdy, I think he is for real. So I think I'm going to go with the 49ers for this one. And then next we got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Washington Commanders. So I have Washington winning this one. I mean, because they have, I mean, the Arizona Cardinals, they basically just, they look like they are in rebuild mode, which means they got rid of a lot of good players. DeAndre Hopkins, Isaiah Simmons got traded for a 7th. So the Arizona Cardinals, I think they're going in a massive downhill. They're going massively downhill. They could potentially be contenders for the number 1 overall draft pick in the draft. But Washington, I mean, they're okay. They could be serviceable. They can absolutely be serviceable in this one. So I have the Washington Commanders winning this one. And then some of the afternoon games, we got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. So it's going, it could go either way, basically, because both teams are not so good at all. But I'm going to go with, my gut feeling is going to go with the Chicago Bears. I mean, it's obvious, basically, that the Chicago Bears, yes, they have Justin Fields versus Jordan Love. I mean, it kind of seems like the Chicago Bears might have enough, may do just enough to win against the Green Bay Packers. Not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I think they do just enough. Next, we got the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. So basically, this is where the first game where Sean Payton gets the coach. So, with the Raiders massively downgrading from quarterback, I feel like they're going to be massive underachievers. So, I think the Denver Broncos are going to be much better than the Raiders. So, I have the Broncos winning this one today, basically. So then next we got the Miami Dolphins taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Basically it's we've seen this matchup before. It's kind of a toilet bowl, basically, kind of, or like mediocrity battle or something. And who I think wins it, I think it's the Miami Dolphins. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, yes, the LA Chargers, they have Justin Herbert, they have some great receivers, they have Quentin Johnston, but I think the Dolphins, they have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, and all these weapons here, so they might get another running back, but the running back is an issue. Maybe Tua Tagovailoa maybe gets the win. I think the Miami Dolphins do get a win here. And then next we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New England Patriots. So basically this one's actually an easy one. It's Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, Philadelphia has a way more better roster than the New England Patriots. They're just better. Yes, they have Bill Belichick, but the Philadelphia Eagles massively upgraded on their weapons more than New England has. I mean, yes, they got Ezekiel Elliott, but I don't think that's going to do them much. So I think I have the Philadelphia Eagles. So Philadelphia wins this one. And then next we got the LA Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. No telling how good the Rams are going to do since they basically were trash last year. And then next we got I think I'm going to go with Seattle on this one. They just have, I feel like they're going to do a good job against the LA Rams. I mean, they barely beat them twice. One to make the playoffs, but I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to win this one. And then next we got the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. Same old matchup on Sunday Night Football. Yay. So next, I have Dallas winning this one because Dallas just owns the New York Giants. Yes, they have Brian Daboll as their new head coach, which is massively upgraded. But you're going up against Dak Prescott versus Daniel Jones. Dak Prescott wins that matchup a million times. And they have Tony Pollard as their running back. They have so many great wide receivers. They have a good defense to hold up against Daniel Jones. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are going to win this one. And then lastly, we got Monday Night Football. We have probably the game of the week. Buffalo Bills taking on the New York Jets. So I have the Jets upsetting. I have the Jets winning against the Buffalo Bills. It's Josh Allen versus Aaron Rodgers, which should be a good matchup. So, they all have like the same amount of wins, but the Jets defense is absolutely really, really stellar. So I think I have the Jets winning this one in a massive win, basically, on Monday Night Football. So that's my predictions. So thank you guys so much for watching. Before you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Football is here, baby.